This book, How You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, is a little bit of a Bible for me. It helps me with working with clients on a metaphysical level. When I was a nurse, I used to see patterns of the conditions or the pain or the symptoms that people were having were often related to something emotionally that was going on in their life. For example, I had a female patient who was having a lot of gynecological issues, and at the same time in her life, she was having a lot of challenges with her children. This is just one little example. Another example might be someone who develops throat cancer, that has had a life of not speaking their truth, not living aligned in that way, or having a sense of fear around speaking their truth. Now, Louise Hay has this book, and I'm just going to share a little bit in it because I'm going to relate it back to me and the symptoms that I had when I had ME/CFS. So for me, the thing that stood out to me were stomach symptoms and viral load. I've been exposed to lots of viruses, and glandular fever, or mono you might know it as, herpes simplex, which is like the cold sores, lots of respiratory viruses, RSV, and the list goes on. And so what Louise Hay says about viruses is that the probable cause to this could be a lack of joy flowing through your life. There may be bitterness involved, and perhaps a new thought pattern that might help would be, I lovingly allow joy to flow freely in my life. I love me. So that relates totally to me. I had very long periods of situations and challenges in my life when, at the busiest time of my life, when my children were at probably the most, needed me the most, where I had a terminally ill mother, and then I had a father that died. I was working, I was juggling so many balls in the air, and part of me felt perhaps a little bit of resentment because I never had time for myself and there wasn't enough time for joy. Taking self-responsibility here, I didn't do anything about it. And it affected my immune system, and I ended up being susceptible to viruses. This is one small example of how metaphysically something can present as a symptom in your body that can be related to a situation or an emotional situation, particularly that you are in. And if you address that part of it, these symptoms might just go.